Hey, so I consider today's topic one of the most valuable assets that I can bring to the table when I list your home for sale. And that is helping the owners of that home to determine what repairs and updates should be done to get their home sold. This is not talking about like all the cosmetic things. These are things like that are basic, the things that you really have to do. So let's get started. Let's talk about this I think this is a fun subject. So let's get to it.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Okay, as a realtor, I can provide you with some general advice on repairs that are often recommended to homeowners who are preparing their home for sale. I want to put my caveat. I always have one, right? There's always an exception to the rule. It's very important to note that specific repairs can vary depending on the condition of your home and your local real estate market. So, as I always say, it's very important to consult a local real estate expert that has experience. Very, very important. And they can assess your home and provide personalized recommendations. So the things that I'm talking about are very general to most homes. It will apply. So it's the same thing if you're local in my area. You'll want to have an experienced local realtor come out to assess your home before you do repairs. Can't tell you how many times people do the repairs thinking that's what they should do. They watch a video like this one and they go do it. Don't do that. I'm telling you not to do that. Even after you listen to this video, you still need to go consult an experienced local real estate expert, okay? So, all right. So here are some of the common repairs that should be considered when you are looking to sell your home. Number one, roof. All right, come on. Hello, roof, right? If your roof is leaking, that's a problem, okay? If your roof is old, that's a problem, okay? In Florida, especially, the insurance world, when it relates to roofs, is a nightmare. True nightmare. It's a mess. A lot of people are getting cancellation notices when their roof is at 15 years old. And let's just be real. A 15-year-old roof doesn't need to be replaced. It does not need to be replaced. Most of these are in good enough condition to have at least 3 to 5 years on their life, And a lot of people will say, well, I have 30-year architectural shingles on my roof. It's good for 30 years. Well, realistically, in Florida, that will get you about 20. But now the insurance companies are requiring you to have your roof replaced in 15 years, or they just drop you. That's crazy. I'm hoping that our state government will start making changes so that we can get through this mess, because it is hard for the insurance companies because they're facing a lot of claims and several of them have went out of business. So they're having it hard, and also the consumers are having it hard. The only people really making off in this situation are the roofers, because before they were replacing roofs that had one shingle damaged, and they were submitting insurance claims and getting the roof paid for because it was a part of the insurance claim, and it was a covered item. And now they're getting more business because all these insurance companies are dropping their customers because their roofs are over 15 years old. So the only people that are really gaining in this are the roofing companies. We've got to figure something out here. But if your roof is leaking or there's obvious damage, any of those things, we'll need to get it repaired. I can't advocate strongly for repairs right now, especially depending on how old the roof is. But again, this is where having a conversation about your roof and its specific issues are going to be valuable. But if your roof is old, it's going to be the biggest return on investment, because you'll be able to appeal to the majority of buyers out there who don't want to take on that large of a repair right before or right after they have just purchased a home. Now, a lot of people will say, gosh, I don't have like that kind of money sitting around to pay for a roof. Well, there's a couple different options. that you can do. And, again, depending on your personal situation, it will make a big difference to meet with a realtor to kind of just go over those options and determine what will be best for you. Next, this is kind of, this one kind of falls in the can do category, but don't have to do, but it will make a huge difference in the value of getting people into your home. So it's the curb appeal of the house. Obviously, first impressions matter. When people drive by the home, when it first comes on the market, they're going to look at the outside. When they first see that picture pop up and they got that notification saying, hey, there's a new house for sale, what's the first picture they see? Most of the time, it's the exterior picture, front picture of the house. So we want to make sure you have good curb appeal. Now, you don't have to do this, but I will say that something you should do is at least clean up the yard and make it clean. Get any of the extra overgrowth removed. I'm not saying you have to go plant flowers and put hedges in and get mulch, and all those are all fantastic things. The bare minimum is cleaning up the overgrowth and at least cleaning and making it look presentable. Next, you'll want to complete any interior repairs. So if you know that the door handle falls off every single time you open the door, we should get that kind of stuff fixed, right? So we don't want people to come look at your home and they go to open the door and the whole thing falls off, because that doesn't look good. What that sets in the mind of the buyers is deferred maintenance. What else am I missing? Like, what am I missing that I don't see that the owners haven't done? Because it makes them think that you haven't taken care of the home very well. And just another point on that, I just showed a home that was built in 1967, and the house was original. Like, they had put new windows in it, but everything else original. Like, you stepped into a home that was built in 1967, and I think it may have been even the original carpets in that house. So we were there, and I'm like, this house, it's original, but it was in good condition. You could tell that the home was cared for. That owner took pride in ownership, and they cared for that home. They didn't just maintain it, they cared for it. It showed. Even though the house was original, like 1967, step back into the future, or back into time and into the past, and that was the house. But the buyers were in love with it, and they're like, this is great condition. Like, they moved forward on it because of that reason. So I think just showing care of homeownership makes a big difference. And then let's kind of go back to the roof leak, okay? If your roof has leaked and you have replaced or repaired the roof, you need to paint over that ceiling stain. That is an absolute must. Now, you still have to disclose that your roof has leaked. Okay, this is not to hide something or to say that you're not going to tell people that your roof leaks, because that is a required disclosure. However, if you don't paint over the water stains, everyone that comes in the home is going to make that a bigger deal than it actually is. It's been repaired. It doesn't matter. They're going to think that there's still a problem there. And if you just paint over the water stains, it will make everyone's life much easier. Those kind of things, you need to repair the damage caused by leaks. So same thing with plumbing leaks. If something leaked in underneath the kitchen sink, that happens a lot, where the sink will leak and the bottom board under the cabinet gets waterlogged and destroyed. You need to have that replaced. So we need to fix anything that is damaged by water leaks. I firmly believe that's a have-to type thing. And it's going to make a huge difference in selling your home and showing pride of ownership and that you cared about the home. So it's not just fixing that problem, but it's just taking care of the problems that have come up. Same thing with like any leaking faucets, loose handrails, squeaking doors, broken light fixtures, light bulbs that don't work, that kind of stuff. So easy. It's so easy. Let's just do it. And let me tell you, you know what it is. You know that when you turn that light on, that only one of the bulbs out of 3 are working and it's been annoying to you. Well, let's just fix that, okay? Let's do it. Next, old carpet. There's a couple ways to go about this. I mean, I'm not gonna say everybody because I don't like absolutes. Hopefully y'all are getting that now. There's no absolutes in my life or in real estate or in life in general. But I would say good like 90% of people do not like carpet. And like me personally, if there's carpet in a house, like I just want to change it because it's just like it's people's like stuff that's in that carpet. It's just gross to me. I don't know why, but I've seen carpet replaced before, and I've seen what's underneath it when people replace it. So maybe that's why I'm so ill about it. But at the least, if your carpets are fairly new, you're gonna have to clean them before you go on the market. And if they're really bad, bare minimum, replace it. If you can replace it with like a luxury vinyl plank, that's obviously going to be more desirable than replacing it with carpet. But again, like I said before, this is really one of those huge areas that you need to talk to your local real estate expert who is experienced and discuss with them what should be done in this area, because this is going to vary dramatically from area to area. For example, in some rural, not rural, but suburban areas, people might like that have like families and they're not bringing in a lot of dirt and traffic and stuff like that. They may prefer like carpet in the bedrooms, whereas on the beach, especially if it's going to be like a vacation rental or something like that, you're most likely going to want to put tile in there. So you can see how the location makes a huge difference in this scenario and what local demand is. So people in different parts of the country have different expectations and demands for what they expect when they are buying a home. Kitchens and bathrooms, I kind of already hit this, but if anything is leaking in your home, faucets, the plumbing underneath, turn the water on, let it run for a few minutes, plug it, and then drain it. Do all the things, make sure, feel down there, make sure there's no water that you can like dampness or moisture. Make sure it's not leaking, okay? So anything that's leaking needs to be fixed. Let's just throw that out there. There are, in the kitchen and bathrooms, there are small things you can do that will make your older, more maybe outdated kitchen look more modern and new. It, again, depends on your area and what condition your home is, but sometimes, just changing the cabinet pulls or adding a backsplash makes a huge difference. And that doesn't cost that much money, so it's very inexpensive to do. So there's like a lot of really small things in the kitchens and the bathrooms that you can do to freshen it up and then add some modern trends there. Also, decor can really make a big difference when you're selling your home. I get a lot of people say, well, why am I going to put this decor type staging stuff in there when we're going to be selling the house? It's not staying with the house. Yeah, I know, but when you go in there, it feels good. And when the buyers go in there, it feels good. When your buyers are going into the home, how they perceive it and how they feel when they walk into it makes a huge difference. A staged home feels better than an empty one. And it just does. If you look at builder models, most of those are staged. If they're, a big builder that are selling more, they stage their homes and they make you want to buy them. That's the whole point of staging, is so that you can envision what the home could be like when you move there. Painting, this is not a hard and fast rule. I love to recommend painting, but if you have a professional to do it, it's not always the most economical choice. So it is definitely something you want to talk to your agent about. Now, if you have one room that you decide to paint lime green, I'm probably going to recommend that we paint that. And, painting one room is very different than painting an entire house. So it's much easier. Hopefully, the rest of the house is neutral colors. If not, we can kind of go through the home and decide what needs to be painted. If anything is chipping, that's a big deal, especially if the home is older than 1978 and has lead-based paint. We'll want to get that taken care of. Again, I love paint because it can make a huge difference in how the home feels. It can freshen up and liven the house, especially if there's like some dull, light-sucking colors that are in there. It can really transform a home. But I get really frustrated when people say, oh, it's so cheap to paint. It's so easy. Well, maybe if you do it yourself, it's inexpensive. But if you hire a professional, it's not inexpensive. It can sometimes be a costly endeavor to take on. And I have painted a lot of homes myself personally. I'm not doing it no more. Unless you can do it really well, I recommend hiring someone. Because I will tell you, that little spot that hit the roof, yeah, everybody knows. And if you don't get those lines cut nicely, people are going to know it was a DIY, and it looks like a DIY. I'm not going to lie. If you paint yourself, sometimes it doesn't come out well. Now, I've seen some customers who paint their house, and I'm like, wow, y'all did a pretty good job. Okay, this is, again, kind of comes into knowing your skill level and, being able to really be self-aware in what you can and can't do when it comes to home repairs that you plan to take on yourself. Okay, again, if you're painting, you have to paint the water stains. So let's just get that out there. Lastly, any structural or safety issues. If you know your fire alarms aren't working, let's go ahead and take that. If there's any other glaring, alarmingly wrong safety issues, if that electrical outlet sparks every time you turn it on, yeah, those kind of things we need to take care of. I'm a huge fan of safety and making sure that we are selling homes that aren't going to cause potential harm to the next owners. And you living there will know what those things are. It may be something that you've kind of put on the list, but you haven't gotten to yet. Remember, it's going to be essential when we get into listing your home for sale, especially if it's an older home. There's so many things that you can do to get your home ready for the market. And then, it's going to be essential that we prioritize repairs and we make sure that we're working within your budget. Some people don't have a budget. That's fine. Some people have a large budget. That's fine. It's prioritizing the stuff that we need to do and then working around those problems if you don't have the budget to make the repairs. So that's why I always recommend, again, consulting with an experienced local real estate agent that can help you to identify which priorities should be done first, like which repairs need to be done first, and then helping you find contractors that will help you do that and do the repairs that will appeal to the most amount of buyers. And again, an experienced local realtor will be able to help you do that and get contractors and help make decisions on paint colors. And by the way, I didn't mention this, but I have a favorite paint color that I love to use right now that is fantastic, neutral color that I just love. And if you want to find out, reach out to me in the comments and let me know that you want that color, and I'll send it to you. Otherwise, always remember there's no hard and fast rules. There's always exceptions to the rules, and there's always a budget that we have to keep in mind. These were just a guide to help you through what you should do. All right. Listen, I hope you found some value out of this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope that I can keep providing value. If you have a subject that you want to learn more about, let me know in the comments or reach out to me personally, and I'll definitely do a video on it. All right, until next time, bye guys.